So now bringing us to the present. I've alluded to this habit of engagement. Dorothy alluded to it as well. And I'm using a quote directly from Dr. Farmer, who many of you know, a physician anthropologist who basically turned the world of academia and medicine on its head by saying, basically living out the maxim that every person has dignity and deserves the right to health. And not just any health, they deserve to have the best health care in the world. So he says, forming a habit of engagement can start early, does not have to wait until the end of school or professional training. And then he refers to his organization, Partners in Health, and says, we built our organization on student involvement. Postponing things to get things just right in your education is not going to be good for the planet. And I couldn't agree more, because somewhere between having the idealism when you start medical school and coming out of medical school as a practicing physician, if you don't keep up that habit, form that habit, reinforce that habit throughout your career, you might lose it. And then you don't know what you did it all for anyway. So how do we form our habit of engagement? Well, we can join groups like the Bioethics group here, AMSA, Physicians for Human Rights, Amnesty. There's tons of different ways to get involved in that sense. Community health clinics, making time to go out and do service right now, today. Mentoring kids in science, applying for Schweitzer fellowships. I mean, really the list goes on and on. Going abroad during your summertime, doing research on health disparities. Like Dean Lee was saying, doing research on drugs that can help treat orphan diseases, things like that. But really anything that speaks to your soul, anything that kindles that flame and says, oh, right, I remember why I'm doing this. So the options are limitless. But whatever it is, just keep it up. Just keep going back to that. Just keep reminding yourself what you're doing this all for. And I have to say that in a way, even when you are studying, you really are promoting justice. I mean, you really, at the end of the day, you're going to be amazing clinicians. You're going to be someone that the whole of society looks up to. And so even when you're, learning about Kaiser-Fleischer rings or whatever and coming up with mnemonics for Wilson's disease, you really are fighting for justice in a way. So I just actually wrote these out verbatim because I didn't want to get this, I don't want to mess this up. Yeah, put it in the lockbox, the same one that Social Security was supposed to be in, but no, a real lockbox. And don't let anybody take that away from you. And when you do get to wherever you're going, because you're all going to soar, you're all going to be amazing physicians, you're all going to be just someone that people in society look up to and measure their moral yardstick against. Don't forget the patient that you saw in Swaziland or wherever it might be that really crystallized in your mind the unfairness and the inequality in the world.